Thanks for joining us once again for your weekly update from the city of New Hope. Always a pleasure to talk with the mayor, Kathi Hemken. Welcome, Mayor. How are you today?
Just fine. Happy September. Can you believe it?
No, very hard to believe. So we've got a lot of September activities to talk about here. So get your calendars out to keep up with us here. First, community development news. Let's touch on a few things happening there. The first is a building up on Bass Lake Road with a church that we talked about previously. You have an update to pass along to residents.
I do. It's the River of Coventry Church, and they were going to be at 9220 Bass Lake Road. But there were a lot of things that had to be done to bring them up to code compliance, and they weren't able to do them. And the building owners weren't willing to do those updates either for that church to be there. So they've pulled out and they've gone somewhere else. And actually, we're going to revoke the conditional use permit, not because they did anything wrong, but just because we need to revoke that.
Let's talk about the Center for Energy and Environment, and they've got some loans to talk about that have been around, but residents might not be aware. Tell us more about this, Mayor.
Well, they call it CEE. So there's two kinds of loans. There's a deferred loan and there's the emergency loans. So the low interest loans are about 2%, and you can get that if you qualify, but you have to call and let them know what you're going to do. Mostly it's interior and external work that needs to be done, but you can get some financial help if you need that. The other one is an emergency loan, or emergency, I guess it is a loan, that is deferred. And that's when something goes wrong that's really hazardous to your home, such as the water heater goes out or the furnace goes out, or something that you can't afford to fix right now. CEE can help you with some money to get that fixed. Okay. So you can call Jeff Elger, and his number's on the screen, and Jeff will help you get into that website so you can see if your project qualifies for that.
Very nice. Let's talk about one thing for the calendar coming up in September. We're going to talk golf a little bit more later on, but first is the golf outing that is happening on September 23rd. Who's behind this great event?
Well, the Twin West Chamber of Commerce combined with the Minneapolis Chamber of Commerce. And we've been doing this. This is the 25th annual Crystal New Hope Chamber of Commerce event. It's a golf tournament. We usually get 70 to 75 players. We're just about full. So that's on the 23rd. People gather about noon. You actually get a shotgun start at 12:30. And then there's dinner afterwards. We've got a really nice vendor coming in from Minneapolis to provide the food this year. So I think if nothing else, the food's going to be wonderful. So there's prizes, and any money that they take in, half of the profits go to the chamber, and the other half gets split between Crystal and New Hope. And then New Hope gets to pick the 5 or 4, whatever charities that they want to donate that money to. So it's a nice fundraiser for the cities and for the chamber.
Very good. Go to the city's website, newhopemn.gov. You can find out more about that and get some links to where you can sign up. More items under community development, pawn shop license fees. Help us understand what these are and maybe a possible change to these fees.
We only have one pawn shop in New Hope. And what's happened is there's a software program in which we keep track of all of the transactions that happen. Well, we're no longer able to get that software program, so we have to take another one, which is more expensive, which means that that's going to be passed on to the pawn shop. The reason we need that is because we want to make sure that stolen goods aren't being pawned, and they keep track of that, because if something is stolen from your store, you can put that into the system, and then if it shows up at the pawn shop, we'll know that's a stolen item. So that's going to be put in place, and I'm sorry to say, but the pawn shop is going to have to pay for that extra money.
Other items coming up here. There's been some polling going on for businesses in town related to a job fair. We all know about the employment issues right now. And what's the response so far, and what's the city going to do to potentially help out here?
Well, first I went to the business networking group, and they pretty much said, yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. Then the guys went out on the street, going to all the businesses with a flyer. 21 businesses said they would be more than happy to be part of the job fair. So they're looking at doing this either the second or third week of October. It'd be at City Hall. I'm sure they'll get something out to the school so the kids can be there. It's probably going to be a 3-hour event. I'm sure it'll be at a time when the kids aren't in school, because that's where we're going to get the folks from the job fair. So this is exciting. This is our first time trying this. and we're hoping that it's going to be a big success for us.
All right, more to come on that. Soon you'll see a bus traveling around the city of New Hope, and this is for a very good purpose with some special guests on board. What is the bus tour coming up?
Well, all of our commissions in New Hope are volunteers, and we want to make sure that all of those volunteers know what's going on in New Hope. And it's not always easy to know what's going on in New Hope. So every year we have this bus tour, and we invite all of the commissioners and then the senators and the representatives, and of course the city council and staff is there too. And we tour around the city with a book telling us all the things that are happening in the city. So it's usually very, very well attended. And it's just a way for us to thank those commissioners for what they do and let them know what's going on in our beautiful city.
Earlier, you mentioned the business networking group. Let's touch base again with that group and talk about some of the events they have coming up. What are the next couple dates? Where are they and who's speaking?
Well, September 7th at 2 o'clock, we're going to be at 9220 Bass Lake Road. It's a building right off of 169 and Bass Lake Road. And we'll get a little tour of the building and see what's in there and what the new owners are proposing to do. The next one after that is going to be October 5th, and that'll be with Tony Salinger, the guy who does the town planner, the calendar, and just talk about what goes into that calendar and how that's done. That'll be at 8:30 in the morning, and that'll be at City Hall.
Next update for you today is from the police department and a very special event held recently with the retirement of a longtime officer. Tell us about this special event and what went on.
30 years Marty Williams has been with the police department. He started as a part-time cadet. He must have been about 6 years old. I can't imagine he'd be much older than that. So this was his farewell to him. He's retiring. The police chief said it's about the hardest thing he has to do is to let one of his officers go. So the city owes a huge feel of gratitude toward Marty. He's been just a wonderful asset to the city, and we're going to miss him.
Let's move ahead to Public Works and talk about utility bill certification. We've been following this number. What are the latest numbers here?
Well, it started at 315,000. It's down to 260,000. Still a lot of money. People have until the 17th of October before they will be fined $50 to get that bill paid that they have. After that, about the middle of November, it then gets put on their taxes, and from that point on, they're paying 7% of what they owe. So it really does behoove them to get that bill paid. Besides, the city buys the water from Minneapolis, and then when we give it out to the residents, of course, we have to charge them. And when they don't pay, the city gets held with that money. So that's why we have to put it on the taxes.
Understand. A couple other things to highlight in Public Works. They have been busy with fire hydrants and also with the ever popular lift stations. What's the work they've been completing?
Oh, they are so busy doing stuff that none of us want to do. So 2 of our fire hydrants needed replacement, and we have to call a company to come out, but our Public Works guys go out and help them with digging of the holes and patching it back up. And when it's this hot out, that's not a real nice job. The other thing is we're all done cleaning the lift stations. Now those lift stations are for the sanitary sewers. Now, again, not a very pretty job,
Right.
but something that's really needed, and we really want to thank them for doing that for us.
A couple other projects they're working on. Let's head to the streets and talk about a couple areas that are looking better after lots of work. Where are we seeing the improvements here?
Well, Boone Avenue between 42nd and 49th just got all kinds of stuff, the crack repair and fog seal and all that other stuff. Well, they finally got the painting done. So that stretch of Boone looks really, really nice, like a brand new street. So hopefully it'll stay that way. Maybe we'll someday do the rest of Boone on both ends.
And then the other spot is 59th Avenue. It sounds like some mill and overlay coming up soon.
Well, they've done Hillsborough and Independence and Gettysburg. And then there's this other little street, 59th, that kind of goes across them at the bottom. Well, they've got the restoration done on the 3 streets with the names, and 59th they need to mill, and they don't want to call the asphalt trucks out just to do the up and down streets. So they're waiting to do this one on 59th, and when that gets milled, That I think that's gonna happen this week.
Okay.
Then they'll get the asphalt truck out and they'll put asphalt on all 4 of those streets.
All
So
right.
it's gonna happen. It just seems like forever when it's
It is
to
a
have it happen.
process. All right, ready for Park and Rec here and get your calendars out. We've got a lot going on. The first is flag football. They're getting together to get ready for the season.
So the first thing we have to do is we have to get coaches and we have them, and then we have to train the coaches and we have that done. So the flag football practices are going to start this week and they will be at the Robbinsdale Middle School. There's like a turf place there, and that's where they're going to be practicing. So you'll see kids there getting ready. Speaking of kids, school's gonna start next week, and please be watching out for those little kids because they're not watching for us.
Yep, great idea. Something coming up that's new called Find Your 5 Challenge. Tell us a little bit more about this that has just kicked off and residents can get involved.
This is a program through Hennepin County. And so you sign up and there's a website there to sign up on. It's September 1st through the end of September. And what they want to do is track your intake of fruits and vegetables.
Okay.
You put it in yourself. It's a way for you to just be aware of how many fruits and vegetables you are or aren't eating. And then at the end of the challenge, they'll have some prizes to give out.
With summer over, that doesn't mean all of the great leagues in the city are done. There's lots of leagues that come in the fall. Tell us about some of the schedules that are being put together right now and some of the activities that we'll see on the fields.
Well, not only do you have to get the coaches and schedule the games,
Right.
you have to schedule the fields. And so soccer, softball, baseball, and lacrosse, all those fields have to be scheduled for these games and for the practices. So they're in the process of getting that all coordinated now.
Let's take a quick hop through the 3 recreation facilities in town, a couple in different stages here of activity. The first is the golf course. Lots of activity there, and I understand that back patio is very, very popular at this time of the year.
It certainly is. Well, it's nice and shaded. There's a big grill out there. It's a nice place to have a picnic or a gathering. If you have any idea that you want to rent that patio, even the fall or even next spring, now is the time to get that signed up. That seems to be a real popular place. There's just a ton of tournaments going on. The 23rd, that's the Chamber of Commerce tournament we talked about. And then on the 24th, there's a golf barbecue and movie. That starts at 4 o'clock at the golf course. And then on the 30th, there is the Crime Prevention Board is having a tournament to raise some money. All the money from that crime prevention tournament is going right back into the city to help buy some things that aren't in the budget, actually.
And
so lots of stuff going on.
You bet.
Now,
the unique thing about that tournament is it's at night, right? So you play with a special ball that you can find anywhere. I like that idea.
There's a little lighted thing in the ball, and you bring a flashlight, and they kind of light the holes up a little bit so you can see where it is. It's really fun.
Yeah.
And nobody keeps score, though nobody really cares. And then they'll have a really nice dinner afterwards, too.
Very nice. All right, let's go to the ice arena, talk about some of the scheduling there. They have been closed for a little bit over the holiday, but now they're full speed ahead.
They are full speed ahead. You know, there's a lot of work that goes into keeping that ice arena up. And sometimes they just simply have to close so they can get some of that work done. Well, the school prep elite games are starting September 10th and 11th, and they'll be playing a lot on the ice. They're also renting it to all the normal folks that we rented to, the University of Minnesota, and there's some professional players that use it too. There is open skating again on Fridays and Sundays. So if you're interested in skating, you can rent the skates there. You can get them sharpened there and spend an hour and a half skating around.
All right. Well, that is wrapping up. The aquatic park is ramping down. Tell us about the cleaning process and what they have to do to put the pool to bed for a while.
So much of the stuff you don't even think about.
Yeah.
But they have to take all of the stuff that's in the pool out of the pool. They clean it really, really well, and then they have to dry it up and get it stacked away for next year. So all of the lounge chairs and the umbrellas and the things that are in the pool, once that's all done, they'll start to clean the building, and then they'll empty the water and start to clean the pool. So it's really a long process. They don't have a big window to get it all done, though.
Sure, exactly.
So once the pool is closed, they have to get it done before it freezes.
All right, one more update from a department you don't hear a lot from our standpoint here, maybe even in the public, but that's the finance department. You just wanted to take a moment to mention a little bit about the great work they're doing around the budget, but just everyday operation of the city.
These are the quiet queens, and they really are just fabulous. So not only are they doing twice a month payroll, they're paying all the bills, they're taking the money in, they're keeping journals, they're making sure that the tax statements are going out like they're supposed to. They just work so hard, and nobody even notices that they're there. But I'll tell you what, if they're not there, people notice real quick.
Exactly right.
I just wanted to take a minute to just say thank you to them for all they do and how busy they are, and we appreciate all they do. This is from a person who doesn't balance her checkbook, by the way.
Very
So
nice.
I really appreciate them.
Got it. All right. Three final notes to pass along. The first is about the photo contest. Happens on an annual basis. And Mayor, it's time now to take some pictures around town.
There is. So you have to either be a resident of New Hope or a business owner in New Hope, and the pictures have to be taken of something in New Hope. You can go online. It's after the 1st of September. You can get the rules and the application form and where to send your pictures and how to send them. But there's some really good stuff happening around town. So get creative, put a cute little name on the picture and get it sent in.
All right, there you see the website, newhopemn.gov, and I believe there is a special youth category as well. So I think if you're a student, go to school in town, you can compete as well. So have some fun with that. Last week, we mentioned a little bit about Can Do Canines and the great work they do in the community. You just wanted to update us and tell us and remind us again about some of those great volunteer opportunities.
Well, they still need people, by the way.
Okay.
So Can Do Canine supplies service dogs, not seeing eye dogs, but dogs to like kids with autism, people that are deaf, people that are in a wheelchair. They've provided 800 dogs since 1989. But to get those dogs ready, they have to first have puppy trainers. Okay. So you take a 10-week-old puppy, you get them for 2 months, and basically you train them to be a little bit better in the house. And then they need volunteers to do that.
Sure.
And then they have the ones that are past that age. They're like 4 months old. And these are the puppy raisers. Those are the ones that are actually being trained to do some of the stuff that these the people in the wheelchairs or the people that are hard of hearing need to have done. Now, the volunteers are trained by the professionals at Can Do Canines. If you just want your little puppy fix, you can be a dog sitter.
Okay.
Or you can be a puppy walker. So volunteer at Can Do Canines. It's so rewarding. And then in September, they have their Woofaroo, right, which is just a fundraiser for them. It's free to go to. If you're bringing your dog, you have to register the dogs, and there might be a fee for that. But if you just want to hang around dogs for a while and see the dog costume parade at noon, that's really a fun thing to do.
Sounds like great fun, a great organization. And again, you see their website so you can find out more ways to get involved. Final note, you've been looking at some numbers from the county that you thought might be of interest to New Hope residents. What have you found?
I found this to be very fascinating. From 2022 to 2023, the house prices, 2021 to 2022, the house prices have increased 18% in New Hope. So the median house price now in New Hope is $325,000. That's just amazing to me. I do want to indicate to people as the price, the median estimated value of your house goes up, your taxes are figured on that median value. So even though that sounds really good that your median value has gone up, it's probably going to show up in your taxes, because that 4.51% of the levy is based on the estimated market value of your tax.
Understand, some amazing numbers for residents to know. Well, Mayor, thanks again for the update today, all that's going on in New Hope. And again, go to the city's website, newhopemn.gov, to find out more and ways to register for photo contests and other fun things happening. And stick with us in just a second to look at some of the other events coming up, so you might have another chance to get some things on your calendar. Mayor, thanks again for your time. We'll look forward to talking to you again next week.
See you, Dave.
Learn more about the connection at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.